Good morning, everybody. Hi there.
Morning.
Everyone's still muted. That's fine. I just want to double check that the delegates are in here as well.
Yep,
I think so. They're all still muted. Hi there. Is everybody enjoying themselves?
Yeah, it looks like it's been going great so far.
Fabulous. Right, so I've got a little intro here. We're going to welcome you to this speed mentoring event, and we're delighted that some of you early career women are here to learn from some of the best and biggest organizations. Hopefully they'll be able to shape your ideas and how we can progress in our careers. So we've got 4 fabulous mentors today. We've got Sharon from Dr. Martens. We've got Taylor Stewart from Accenture.
Hi everyone.
I think it's Zhang Yu.
Chen Yu. Hi everyone.
Morning. And Cathy Zhang from Compass Pathways. And sorry, Zhang Yu is from Shell.
Hi everyone, great to see you.
So we have 3 minutes each with each of the mentors, and then what we'd really like you to do is just introduce yourself to everybody, and then hopefully the schools will be putting in questions as you speak, and yeah, we look forward to learning more about you. We'll start with Sharon.
Cool. Hello, everybody. You should be able to hear me, but my Wi-Fi is a bit rubbish, so sorry if I sound a bit robot-y. Would someone just be able to confirm quickly that you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Okay. So hi, everyone. I'm Shar and I'm 23. And my job role is culture coordinator at Dr. Martens, which is a footwear company. Some of you here today might even wear Dr. Martens yourself. So that would be very exciting. So I will tell you a little bit about my journey. So all throughout school and sixth form and even primary school, I struggled. I really didn't feel like I fitted in, and I struggled with my friendships, and I was very nervous about the future. But as I grew up, I became less nervous because I felt like things started to come together. So that's something I'd always say to you. It's don't worry too much, because life has a funny way of bringing good things and good people into your life. All you have to do is sit tight and wait for that to happen. So I did my GCSEs, I did okay, I didn't do brilliantly. Then I went to sixth form and I studied history and English and sociology and politics. And then I thought I wanted to be a teacher, but then I started a teaching degree. So when I was 18, and I hated it, and I felt quite ashamed, actually. I felt a bit nervous about telling my parents and telling my friends I'd made that this wasn't for me. So I dropped out. I had to face my fear, and I thought I have to do this myself. So I dropped out, and then I did a different degree in theology, which is religious education, basically, or RS. And I really loved it. And then I graduated, and I didn't know what to do. But throughout university, I had worked in Dr. Martens' shoe shop selling shoes. And I loved it. I really liked how the company made me feel, and I liked the people I worked with. So I thought, well, maybe I could try and get a full-time job with Dr. Martens in their head office. So I got a job doing culture. Now, I didn't really know what culture meant, and it's still quite hard to explain. But I look after fundraising, which I really love. So raising money for charities and organisations. I look after events. So I get to plan parties and office openings and lots of other events for all of our offices all around the world. And then finally, I have a focus on well-being. So that's kind of making sure that everyone's physical and mental and emotional and even their financial health is good, and that people are enjoying their job. And I really love my job because I feel like I'm making an impact on people. And I work for a really cool company that wants me to be my best, which I think is really important when thinking about what you want to do. So I think that is me. I know I've taken up probably my 3 minutes, but I really look forward to answering your questions.
Shah, that's amazing. I think we go to questions after we've done all of the introductions,
Of course
if
it
that's
is,
all
that's
right.
fine.
Right, so next we're going to go to Taylor Stewart, please, from Accenture.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so I'm Taylor. I'm 20 years old and I'm a software engineer apprentice at Accenture. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. So basically, I did my GCSEs at Willoughby High School, and then I went on to sixth form, did A levels there too, and then I didn't really want to go down the just university route. Being like earning while learning was like a very big motivator for me. That's why I chose an apprenticeship. So I looked at a few different apprenticeships first, and then I chose Accenture to go put my application in and did like all the different parts of the process and eventually got an interview. And from the get-go, it was amazing. So the reason I chose to do it was so I could earn while learning and also get a degree while learning. So I'm currently studying towards a degree in digital and technology solutions at Newcastle College, which should be done around April 2022, I think. Earning while learning and getting hands-on experience within a working environment, which I think is one of the major reasons I chose the apprenticeship. So I joined the company back in August 2019 with a group of 23 apprentices, and we're all from different paths and backgrounds. There was like lots of different ages, and people had done only GCSE, some people had done A levels, some people done a college course in between. So everyone was different. And considering everyone did have different skill sets, it it initiated a support network almost instantly, because some people knew more about, when we were doing the code and boot camp, some people knew more, some people didn't know anything at all, some people were really struggling, and everyone was there to help each other, which was really great. So we all kind of grouped together to help each other on certain subjects, and I've definitely made like many friends along the way, mostly apprentices who are from past start groups, and some apprentices from my own start group as well. So my first role was in Manchester, and now I'm back working in Newcastle. But yeah, I'm really excited to hear if you've got any questions for me too.
That's brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Taylor. And now we're going to go to Zhangyi Huang from Shell, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Yu. I work in Sharon as a product SME data platform. So I'm not gonna go to detail. So basically, you can imagine this role as a bridge, connecting the people from business side and people from IT engineering side. And about my story, I think my story will be quite different from the rest of the mentors, because they are mostly native speakers in UK. But I'm obviously, I mean, you can just tell it from my face, I'm a foreigner here. My life is predominantly in China, and I did different courses in middle school and high school, just like GCSE and A level in UK. But I remember when I was at your age, I really liked doing pottery, and I even made a 3D model. It's like it was a wooden house. It was like this big, and it's made out of toothpicks. And I also loved building Legos, and just really into hands-on experience, doing doing stuff by my hands. And I was once struggled. I really struggled with friendship back at your age, with all the cliques going on in growth, and also I struggled all the way till uni, but then at a point I finally figured that out, and I let myself go. Yeah. So uh, well, the only reason I would be in this company is I made a huge transition after graduating from uni, from undergraduate in China. I made a big decision coming to a country with totally different culture, to all the way to UK, and finish my master's in here, and made thousands. I can't remember how many job application I made, but after hunting for a job for a whole year, with a lot of declines and saying no from those companies. I finally secured a job in Shell, and I really enjoy what I do now. So the only advice I would give to myself back in 13, 14, I would say, you know, at that time, I didn't know what I'll be doing because I'm aiming to be a data scientist. That's also what I did in my master's. And at that time when I was 13, 14, I didn't know there's a term called data science. And it was like, you know, it was a huge, a long time ago. So yeah, I totally agree with what our first mentor said. Just if you don't know what you're into at the moment, if you don't know what you are going to do in the future, just don't worry, because you know, life is a box of chocolates. You never find out what comes next. So don't worry, and keep happy and be optimistic is my motto. And this is what the main reason that I was able to come over all the difficulties I have ever since moving to UK. So yeah, that's like everything from me.
Thank you so much. Right, and last but by no means least, we've now got Cathy Zhang from Compass Pathways.
Thanks very much, Hannah. And hello, everyone. It's really great to be here today. So my name's Cathy, and I currently work for a company called Compass Pathways. Now, we're a mental health care startup. So what we're trying to do is really trying to find new and novel treatments to help treat different mental health conditions. So I'm sure a lot of you, have been aware and read a lot about the rise of mental health problems, especially that's been like accelerated by COVID. So I think this is it's a really important area. There are lots of people who are suffering, and the existing treatments available today for people with mental health care, with mental health conditions, there's not been much innovation in the field. So what we're really trying to do is develop new, novel methods for treating mental health. So the first thing that we're actually developing is psilocybin, which is actually the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. So we're developing that to treat people with very severe depression. So that's only the first thing that we're trying to do. And we're obviously trying to look for other treatments as well. And that's where my job comes in. So I'm what's called a business development director. So my job is really to try and find other treatment methods to build out our portfolio. So I'm responsible for talking to other companies, so other companies who are doing exciting new research. I talk to them, find them, work out what they're doing, see if it's exciting or interesting, and if it is, then we try and work out ways that we can work together and really bring this new treatment method to patients. So I love my job. I think it's super exciting. We're at the cutting edge of innovation. We're really trying to find new ways to help people patients who are really suffering today and who don't have a lot of options right now. So I think it's super interesting. The way that I got into this job is actually through a very long and convoluted path. So I studied history at university, and I really had no idea what I wanted to do after that. Then I left university and I still didn't know, so I panicked a little bit. And I saw that a lot of my friends who were studying art subjects were going into law. It's quite an established route if you want to do a law conversion. So at the time I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. It seems like a stable career, so I just kind of went for it. So I did a law conversion course. I went to law school in London, and then I worked for a law firm for about 3.5 years. But I quite soon realized that I didn't really like the work. I didn't find it that interesting. It was very long hours. It was very pressured. So I started thinking I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. And I want to change careers, basically. So then after a lot of, it took quite a long time to find a way to kind of leave the law. But I eventually ended up at a business consultancy group. So this is a company that helps other companies solve particular problems. So I joined them, and I did lots of different exciting projects. I traveled a lot, and it meant that I really managed to learn a lot about how a business operates. I learned a lot about the financial side of a business, so not just the legal side, which is what I'd done before. And then it was basically through that I found my current job. So my current job is really a mixture actually of legal stuff and financial stuff. So it's kind of a perfect match for me. And I feel, yeah, it's taken me took me about 6.5 years to get to a job where I really, which I really enjoyed, but I think it was 100% worth it. And I'm so glad that I, had the courage to kind of leave law when I realized it wasn't right for me. So I think, my advice to everyone here, and, if I could give myself advice when I was around your age, it's to not really worry too much. I mean, I remember being 13 and 14 and just having no idea what I wanted to do. I mean, I clearly didn't have any idea even after I left university, but don't stress about it too much. I don't think anyone really expects you to know exactly what you want to do when you grow up at that age. It's much more important to try and work out what you enjoy and follow your own curiosity. And then in terms of a career, it will work itself out. And don't stress too much again about making the right decision. I know at this age, it's like, oh, what GCSEs do I choose? What A-levels do I choose? What university do I go to? What course do I choose? Again, choose something that interests you. It doesn't matter if it doesn't then lead into a specific career, or if you end up in a job that you may not like. There are always options to change further down the line. So it's, you aren't ever stuck on a particular course just because you made a decision right now. So yeah, and have the courage to, when you're in a situation that maybe you weren't expecting or you're not enjoying that much, there are always other options. And I have so many other friends as well who've also had career changes and are on a completely different path to what they expected when they were 13 or 14, and they're really enjoying themselves. So yeah, that would be my piece of advice.
Cathy,
and happy to take questions.
That's wonderful. Thank you ever so much for that. And I think one of the things that is a really common thread through you all is enthusiasm for your current role, and I suppose knowing that you're falling into careers after finding what you love. So if I may, I've not had any questions yet from the schools, but I'd be really interested to know from you all. Are there any things that you loved doing when you were 13, 14 years old, when you're a young teenager, that are still part of your life now? Or on the flip side, were there things that you love now which you look back and you're not finding the same energy from those things? We'll start with Shah, if that's okay.
Okay, I have always loved fashion, and I've always loved clothes and shoes, and now I get to work in that world. So I think, I'd love to go back and tell 13, 14, 15-year-old Shah that one day you'll get to do this all day long. So that's always stuck with me. Yeah.
And how about you, Taylor?
Sorry, I missed the question. My mic, my sound and everything went off then for some reason.
That's okay. I was just wondering, when you were 13, 14 years old and young teenager, was there anything that you really, really loved, which is still a part of the fabric of your everyday life now? Or is it the flip side? You're looking back at your 13, 14-year-old self thinking, I don't know why I was doing that at the time.
Yeah, so I would say my interests and everything when I was younger were totally different to what I'm doing now, and I probably wouldn't think I would be in a job role doing something that obviously now I love, but at the time I thought no, I was more into like Shah says, fashion and everything like that, whereas my role is completely different to that. So yeah, I would say my interests completely changed, and now I'm in a role which I really enjoy, which is completely different to what I would have thought I would have enjoyed when I was 13 to 14, if you know what I mean.
You kept your options open.
Yeah, for sure.
And next, I'm going to ask Zhang Yu.
Yeah, for me, I sort of mentioned in my introduction that I'm into pottery and Legos and building 3D models. And even though I'm not doing this at the moment, I actually haven't done most of them for such a long time. I can't remember, maybe 10 years. But I think what I'm doing, what I'm interested in doing at the moment have things in common with those stuff. So I'm into hands-on experience and data science. And for data science, the main thing is putting theories into practice. So we have different algorithms, and we need to use the algorithms to we apply algorithms to solve real life problems, and we write code and make our solutions, and this is all part of the hands-on experience. So what you, if you think about it, you actually need your both hands to write code, right? So yeah, and that's what I like about like data science area.
That is such a good answer. It actually links into a question that we've had from Ashlands. What is the best thing you did or the skill you developed to help you get where you are now? I kind of feel like you've kind of just potentially answered that a little bit. Cathy, could I direct it on to you as well?
Yeah, sure. So this is the skills point.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. So in my current job, it actually really helps that I was a lawyer, which is quite ironic because I remember when I was a lawyer and not enjoying it, I was like, oh my God, you know, why am I stuck in this job and doing this thing that I don't like? How is it going to help me? But then actually, it's hugely helpful in my job just having a bit of background around the legal stuff. It means I can, when I'm negotiating, there's lots of additional points that I can understand. And can really input on. So it's actually been hugely helpful. So I think for me, the moral there is, you know, whatever situation you are in, you are gaining skills and you're gaining experience, and you will be able to use those no matter, you know, where you go in the future, even if at the time you think that it's not particularly helpful. I think there are always ways that you can use any life experience or skills that you gain. So always have an open mind, have a positive approach, and whatever you find yourself in, try and really master that and do the best that you can. And yeah, there will be unexpected ways that these skills and experience will come in handy in the future, for sure.
Wonderful. And we've had a second question now. If it's okay with you to disclose, what is the salary range per annum for your speciality? I know sometimes they have bands, don't they? But yeah, is there ballpark figures you can share with the group? I'm sorry, my cat's here, so I'm going to mute myself. It's purring very loud.
Yeah, I'm happy to go and actually, yeah, I guess I can cover law. So if you want to be if you want to go into law, it's very well paid. So as a trainee, so that's the first year as a lawyer, the salary ranges from about £30,000 to £50,000. So it is, yeah, it's very financially stable. And then I went into consultancy. Again, that's also a very good career. I think the salary there starts off also probably around 30, and then yeah, around 30 to 50 as well. And then in my current job, I think, you know, basically if you're working on the kind of business side within a biotech or pharma company, I think for my level, which is a bit more senior, so just note that I've got about seven years experience now. It can be anywhere from 70 to 100,000.
Perfect. Would anybody else like to share?
I am happy to. So for me, I'm still quite young, so I don't have much experience under my belt, which means I'm at the lower end of my band. So my job it sits with HR. So I suppose with my kind of level job, you go in between 20 and 40,000 pounds, and then you obviously climb that ladder as you progress. I think for me, I always felt that when I left university, I wanted to go into a job that paid about the same as a teacher or a nurse, and then take it from there. So I could kind of have about the same lifestyle as my friends. So that was always important to me. Yeah, so that's how it is for my job.
Well, for my role, I guess, well, so my specialty, I wouldn't say the salary falls under a certain specialty, because I joined Shell as a IT graduate, and our salary range, I mean, Shell is really it's a rich company. It's really generous in terms of salary, and so for IT graduate, the salary ranges from 35 to 40,000, and that's for the first year. You know, and salary rise. So yeah, I guess your future is promising.
Taylor, is there any chance that you could share too?
Yeah, no problem. So while you're as an apprentice, it ranges from, like, during the years, 14,000 to 18,000, and then as soon as you graduate, it's 25,000, and then from there you work up like your levels, but they're like set for being an apprentice to then a grad, and then after you've got your level 11, you can carry on and keep going up.
If I may share a story, I've had a little ping from Jenny to say we're nearly ready to go back to the rooms. I remember doing a speed mentoring event with a high school once. I was in the civil service and I thought I was really well paid. It was over £50,000. And when I shared that with the group, they did actually say, is that a week? And I said, no, that is. I think some of the younger people had mistaken footballers' salaries as what people could aspire to, but I think it's just really important to know very, very highly paid jobs very early on in your career really are limited to football teams, I think.
Definitely.
Right, so we've had our 1 minute warning. If there are any last minute questions or things that you'd like, or if anything that the speakers would like to share, now's your time.
There was one around dress code. Yeah, so I think for me, it really depends on what area you're in. So for something like law, it was quite formal, but even then it was smart casual most of the time. Whereas if you work in a startup like where I am now, I think that everyone is much more relaxed, and yeah, I think everyone is open to wearing whatever. So I think it depends on the company culture, and yeah.
I can see we've only got 13 seconds, but I'm happy to weigh in as well and say that I'm really lucky that I'm in a very liberal, very relaxed company, so get to wear whatever I like. But it's nice to be smart sometimes and feel powerful.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the mentoring sessions. Again,